Hello and welcome to Program78, this new version, and I was asked by a GoldPass member to create a version of Program78 that shared the values calculated with another chart. So this program actually includes two programs, a sender program, receiver program. I'm calling it Program78 send data version and Program78 read data version. And I've also made a few other adjustments to the program, notably that I've changed it to use horizontal lines in the sending program as opposed to trend lines and text objects. And the reason for that is it makes it a lot simpler. The original program used trend lines and text objects, but then you have to manage both of them separately, and I think this makes the program a little easier to understand. So what does the program do? Well, if we go back to the original program and look at the web page, and I'll include this on the new web page of the program, and I'll put a link for that below. But essentially what the program does, for a user input number of bars, the program goes back, and for each of the bars it will take the closing value of the bar and the volume, and it creates a dictionary. So the price value goes in the dictionary as the index and the volume is the value. So what happens if the price appears again? So we get the same closing price, different volumes. We add the volume to that, so we have a sort of cumulative amount of volume at each price. And then because we're only dealing with a user input number of bars, when we get a new bar we add the details of the new bar, but we also have to remove the volume of the bar that was the number of bars ago that we set up in the input. So for example, if that value was 100, we're looking at 100 bars, we get a new bar, so then we have to delete the volume that was associated with the bar 100 bars, or in fact 101 bars ago. So having done that, what the program does, it effectively, and this is not part of the program, this is just a graphical representation, but imagine drawing a graph of volumes based on price. So we've got price on the y-axis and we've got volume on the x-axis, and you'll see that there are various pivots begin to find. In other words, for example here, 1, the values to either side are lower than 1. 2, the values on either side are lower, and those are then rated. So that's the largest, second largest, third largest, fourth largest, and fifth largest. And that is the way that the program decides if a price level is potentially significant based on volume. So what I'm going to do is go through the inputs. So in this program we've got the send program applied to a 4,000 share bar chart of the E-mini, and on this side we've got the read program applied to a 30-second bar, and you can see that these values stay in sync, and when the market's open we'll see those begin to change. But let's just go through for the sending program what the inputs are, and these are for the most part similar or the same to the previous program, but I think it's probably just worth going through them. So 5, that means the number of pivots, so that actually is limited to 20, or actually 21, so that can't be a number greater than 20, and that is the number of horizontal lines that are drawn. The strength, that just refers to how many bars have to be lower than the volume bar on either side, like a price pivot, for example. Go back bars, that's the number of bars that we're analyzing. Clearly, if you increase that value, the program is doing more processing. And then we've got colors, which are based on how high the bars are, or the volume is in the ranking. So red would be, in this case, the highest, followed by magenta, followed by green, etc. And then if we get beyond 10, then we recycle those, but we just change slightly the alpha value, so they become, the colors become a little bit darker. And notice also that these are colors in quotes, because this is using the color line style, that is whether it's a plain line or a dashed line or a dotted line, etc. Just the standard values. Line thickness, now this is the same for all the lines. The print dialog, that is if we want to have a print output of the line levels. And then share ref, now this is a new input, and this is the input that makes sure that we're sharing the values with another chart which is using the same share ref, and this is used when we create the global dictionary value. So let's just have a quick look at the reading program or rather the inputs for the reading program, so format, analysis technique, and you'll see here that we just have one input, and that is just the value that we're using to tie up the sending and the receiving chart. So the program doesn't just put the levels into the global dictionary, it also puts in the line style and the line colors. And the way it does that is simply by putting those values into a vector and then putting that vector into the global dictionary that is shared. And what happens as each bar closes, the program will go through and recalculate and then reshare the values with the receiving chart. So I've been saying volume here. This to some extent depends on the settings you have for a symbol in TradeStation, and what I've done is included on the program page a little explanation depending on bar type and whether it's a daily, monthly, minute, or a special bar type, what the subtleties of the meaning of volume are. Okay, so now the market's open and the sending program, that is Program78 RDV, is applied to a 15-second Google bar, and the results are being sent to a momentum bar on the left. And you'll see that each time a bar finishes, the program recalculates and redraws the lines, and those lines are kept in sync between the chart on the right and the chart on the left. So I hope this program might be useful for you, and please remember to join the Marketplace email list and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you very much.